There are 100,000 workers on the dole and work ready. Yeah, right, says Duncan Garner in his latest Duncan Disorderly column. Right, Duncan, can you tell us more?
So 100,000 workers are work ready. So this is the category that it doesn't have them just sitting at home wondering if there's a job. This is they're actually considered work ready. So they're ready to go, and that's. If you look at that's a lot of people, right? That's a lot of people that are apparently work ready, and there are so many jobs on offer, about the same number of jobs in New Zealand as well. So why aren't they matched? Are these people genuinely work ready, or these are the people that the bosses no longer want? I think you'll find that in talking to some of the bosses, they've tried these people, and in many cases they don't work out. They don't want them. Their attitude is not good enough. They don't turn up. The biggest change that employers have said to me in the last 5 to 10 years is that they won't show. So there would have been 10 years ago, 8 out of 10 would show up and might work out, and now it's 2 out of 10 might show and might work out. That's the difference that a number of companies have told me. It's quite a dramatic fall in just a very short space of time. So 100,000 work ready? It's questionable what work ready is.
Hmm. Now, you say in the column that you don't want to write a boring benefit bashing type of column. And of course, it's not correct to label everyone that's on the job seeker benefit as lazy or useless. So, how do you think the government can actually match people better with the work that's out there?
By working harder to match, by compelling people to turn up to perhaps a potential employer to meet them, to send a CV. Just merely ticking a box from home, it's got much. The tests are no longer there. Under the previous regime. They moved people into work in a more harsher regime. They would have sanctions, and they would dangle carrots and sticks in front of people. With these guys, it's really only carrots, and I think there needs to be a stick. I mean, if you've been work ready for 18 months and you can't find a job in the current market in New Zealand, what's your problem? Why not? What's wrong? Should you be on a sickness benefit? But if you're deemed work ready with so much work available, is it that you can't get matched? You're not being matched? Is it that the tests aren't strong enough? And is the Ministry of Social Development not doing their job properly?
Now, if National was in government, what do you think they would do with this sort of thing? Because they haven't revealed any alternative
No.
policy.
I think that given the number of people on benefits and the sort of the working age available to work benefit is about 11%, not 4%. Yeah, unemployment rate's regarded as 4%, but if you look at these numbers, I think it's probably genuinely more 11. I think National will bring back the stick. It's worked for them before. It wasn't the harshest stick regime you'd ever get, but it was a step towards that. There was an element of that, and without Paula Bennett, they may not bring it back, but. I think that's National's. It's home base for National. Being a bit tougher on beneficiaries, not giving them such an easy ride as Labor clearly has here. I think that the Nats will bring something in, but they won't announce it till closer to the election because they won't want to give their opponents too much time to pinch it. But there's no doubt that Labor won't pinch this. I mean, if it's been harsh on beneficiaries, Labor won't take it.
Give us an example of a stick.
So a stick might be something like after 18 months of being work ready. So you've been work ready for 18 months. You might have had 6 or 7 looks at jobs or job interviews, and you've been turned down. You then bring the person after 18 months and say, right, why are you not getting a job here? You're clearly work ready. What can you do? Do we need to refocus your efforts? Do we need to change what skills you have? Do we need to upskill you? Do we need to do something else here? So basically, you're giving every opportunity to that person to get some kind of job. If you keep trying and you can't get it, then maybe they need to look at a different benefit or have their benefit docked, because you just can't keep people on welfare forever. Yeah, there's got to be a point when you say, well, if you're work ready and you're not getting a job, then clearly you're not work ready. What's wrong with you? Why aren't we getting this? What is it? What do all these job interviews or what do all the failures say? So I think you have to have a mix of carrot and stick. If you don't have any stick, then people think that's a lifestyle choice forever. And I know it's not a lifestyle choice, but for some people, they may look at it as that, and I'll stay here. It's easy, they drift.
Hmm. What proportion of people do you think that might apply to?
So I don't think I think that long-term unemployment of the 100,000 that we talked about there, I think it's less than 10% that are long-term, and majority of people are actually quite good and they want to get work, but there's always a heavy tail, and when I talk about tail, that's people that have been on welfare. There's one person that I don't talk about here, but that I've looked into, that's been on welfare for 39 years. In the work ready zone. So you can get around all sorts of schemes if you want to, but you've got to try and push people into work at some stage, because work is best, and it keeps the mind busy, it keeps the soul busy, and you get more money. it's a better lifestyle. And I think that education and work are two crucial things in society, and they go hand in hand.
Duncan Garner, thank you very much for coming in.
You're welcome.